Today is a very special day. It's not just because it's our second edition of our very own virtual event Antogatva, but also it's our 75th Independence Day.
Finally, the wait is over. As someone said, the show must go on. So we are back with Antogatva 2021.
I am your host Janhavi.
And I am your host Amay. So let's begin with this auspicious evening. Have you heard of the word multi-talented? Well, our first speaker is the true definition of that. Ex-Air Force officer, best senior NCC cadet, motivational speaker, youth trainee, many award winners, and the inspiration of every woman out there. Let's welcome the courageous daughter of Mother India, Shivali Deshpande.
Jai Hind. This is Flight Lieutenant Shivali Deshpande talking to you all when we are celebrating the 75th Independence Day. Greetings to all of you on the 75th Independence Day. When we talk of independence, do we think how many people have fought for the freedom struggle? Do we at least know how many of them have laid down their lives to ensure that we live in a free democratic country? Do we think for a second how many soldiers have laid down their lives in all the battles that the country has fought after its independence? And that is only to ensure that we live peacefully in this country. We get to celebrate birthday parties. We get to roam about freely everywhere. Do we realize? Have we ever thought? No. When we talk of Independence Day, I just remember those scenes on 15th August and 26th January that people are going on their bikes with the tricolor shouting. People are going in open jeeps and shouting like hooligans, teasing girls. Is this the way you celebrate your independence? Does independence mean that you do whatever you wish to? Or independence means something much more to it? Independence means a lot more to a soldier. When we say that we are all patriotic, what do we mean by patriotism? Ask a soldier and he'll tell you what is patriotism. Patriotism is that when we at the academy after the training, when we pass out, we take an oath and we say that if need be, we would lay down our lives for the country. There is no other profession. In fact, I don't call armed forces as a profession. But then there is no other profession in which this kind of oath is taken. That is patriotism. When we say that I am going to fight the enemy because I love the men behind me, it means the countrymen, that is you. Do we realize today that we are being able to listen to this talk of mine? It is only and only because of those soldiers standing at the borders at the LC line of control, guarding the borders from Pakistan with guns and rifles in their hand. Do we realize that when we are talking to each other here and when we are moving out freely, there are these soldiers in Ladakh and Leh, in Sikkim, in Arunachal Pradesh, in the cold weather, in snow, standing with a rifle so that the Chinese don't enter into the country and disturb you all and me. Do we realize that? To pay homage to all those people due to whom we have got freedom today, and also to pay homage to all these soldiers who lay down their lives to ensure that we all live peacefully here. I would like to say, Garjana ho aur ho hunkar tum, Vajra ho aur ho tankar tum, Dhairya sahas shakti ke aadhar tum, अनगिनत आहुतियों की धार तुम प्रलय हो और तुम सुमृत पवन, राष्ट्र के प्रहरी शत नमन, राष्ट्र के प्रहरी शत नमन. I know I have been in Nagpur for many years, and when I interact with the youth and when I ask them What do you wish to become after you finish your graduation? Very few of them opt for a career in defense. Again, I would not call it a career. I would say the defense forces is a way of life. Because it is a totally different way of life that we lead. We lead our lives with discipline. We lead our lives with courage. We lead our lives with vigilance, imbibed with Indian moral values and with a great sense of patriotism. And that is why I call it a different way of life. Very few of them, they opt to join the defense forces. Somehow, they have a bit of apprehension. Perhaps it is the fear of death, or perhaps they are scared of the hardships that one has to face in the forces. Let me tell you, young girls and boys, you all as the youth of the country, you need to have a lot of courage in you. The reason why I am saying this is not because I am a forces officer. It is because you need courage to face the challenges that you may undergo every day at every moment. Even if you join the corporate sector, it is the same thing. But here, when you join the forces, you get very interesting and exciting challenges every day. Life is absolutely challenging here. We get an opportunity to pursue the sport that we like. We get an opportunity to pursue the adventure activity that we like. And we also get the opportunity to fulfill that fervor of youth in us when we join the forces. Believe you me, the training of the defense forces trains each girl and each boy into a lethal machine. And I mean it when I say a lethal machine. The armed forces of our country is a very moral army. That is exactly the reason why after we won the Kargil war in 1999, the Pakistanis had left the dead bodies of their soldiers and they had ran away. But we, because we are a moral army, we believe in principles and values and ethics of life, we gave these soldiers, these Pakistani soldiers, a proper type's funeral which a soldier should get. And these are the principles on which the armed forces stands. The armed forces believes in three values: Naam, Namak, Nishan. Naam is my name, my country's name. Namak is the salt which we eat. Desh ke namak ko jagna chahiye. And Nishan is the Tiranga. Whatever we do in the armed forces, we do it for these three things. Last but not the least, just a small clarion call for you all. Do whatever you wish to in your lives. But please remember, the nation's interest should be always ahead. Think of the country first, because the country has made you what you are. The country has given you the education. You are living today in a healthy environment of this country. And that is why never forget to work and to take a step forward for the country first. Like Field Marshal Chetwood has said, the honor and safety of the country comes first, always and every time. The honor, safety and welfare of men under my command comes next, always and every time. And my own honor and safety comes last, always and every time. And so it has to be regarding all of us. We are all citizens of our country. We are proud Indians. Take pride in saying that you're an Indian. And when you take this pride, that is the time when you will prove that yes, you are the promising youth of a bright country called India. At the end, just a small message for the country and for the youth of my country. अपनी फौलाद सी हिम्मत को ना सोने देना, किसी को नफरत के बीज ना बोने देना। अपनी फौलाद सी हिम्मत को ना सोने देना, किसी को नफरत की बीज ना बोने देना। तुम्हारे जिस्म के टुकड़े भी अगर हो जाएं, कभी इस देश के टुकड़े ना होने देना, कभी इस देश के टुकड़े ना होने देना, कभी इस देश के टुकड़े ना होने देना। जय हिंद।
Ma'am, surely your guidance will help us reach the correct path. Thank you very much. So now let's welcome our first performer for today, Jay Bhore from Civil Engineering Department and his team, Town Music Revolution.
They are going to perform a mesmerizing cover in front of us of Ay Watan.
लड़े जंग वीरों की तरह जब खून खौल फौलाद हो, मरते दम तक डटे रहे थे वो, तभी तो देश का नाम हिंदुस्तान हुआ। जब आँख खुले तो धरती हिंदुस्तान की हो, जब आँख बंद हो तो यादें हिंदुस्तान की हो। हम मर भी जाए तो कोई गम नहीं, लेकिन मरते वक्त मिट्टी हिंदुस्तान की हो, मरते वक्त मिट्टी हिंदुस्तान की हो। ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू। ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन। तू ही मेरी मंजिल है, पहचान तुझी से। पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू, पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू। ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू। ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन। तुझ पे कोई गम की आँच आने नहीं दूँ, कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शाद रहे तू, कुर्बान मेरी जान तुझ पे शाद रहे तू। ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ मैं याद रहे तू। ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन। आबाद रहे तू, आबाद रहे तू।
Wow, what a wonderful team performance it was.
Thank you so much Jay Bhore and Town Music Revolution for collaborating with YCCE Media. Wellness is sharing and sharing is caring. Well, a great believer of this mantra, our next speaker, Dr. Nazneen Chimthanawala, is a clinical psychologist, a backflower practitioner, and a life coach in inter and intrapersonal relationships. The aim is to promote mental wellness and the emotional well-being in society. Please join us in welcoming none other than Dr. Nazneen Chimthanawala.
Hello friends, happy Independence Day. Today is the 15th of August and how our forefathers have worked to get us here. The troubles that they went through, the pressures that they went through, and the different kind of things that they had to really face to help us be free today. What do you think we should do to honor them? What do you think will be the right thing to do so that they feel honored in every which way? Understanding that the immense pressures that they went through in their lives allowed them to live with those pressures, to sustain themselves, and to emerge the diamonds, a true blue diamond. So do you know that what a diamond is? Yes, we do. We know that it's pressurized carbon. At the same time, what is it that makes a diamond valuable? Have you ever heard of the 4 C's that help a diamond be valued? What is the worth of a diamond depends on the 4 C's. They are color, cut, clarity, and carat. These are the 4 C's that help a diamond be immensely valuable. A blue diamond will have a different rate, a yellow diamond will have a different. The clarity will say something else, its cut will tell you something else, and of course the color. Understanding this, what are the 4 C's in your life? Or let me put it the other way around. Do you wish to be a diamond? I am a diamond. Are you? Would you like to be one? I'm sure we all do. And what is it that would help us be one? So let's check on what the 4 C's mean to us in our lives. Let me think. Color. Color is, of course, undoubtedly not the color of your skin. It is the words that you speak, the emotions that you hold, and the way you speak them. Your tone of voice, that is one thing, and the other part would be the sensibility of it all. Understanding that if you had to go or are going through an exceedingly emotional time, take your head with you. Be practical about it. The other way around, if you've got to take an extremely intellectual decision, take a little bit of your heart with you. The combination works wonders, and it gives you a sense of having a good color. And of course, the most important thing in communication would be your tone of voice. How are you saying it? To whom are you saying it? And with what intent are you saying it? That, my dear young friends, would mean color. Then let's talk about carat. Carat is not the weight or the kilograms that you have on your body. It's about the weight you have for your word, the integrity that you hold. What and why is integrity so important? If I commit to something, my partner, my students, they know that I'm going to do it. They know that I will be there. If I give a time to someone, I be there at that time. My word has value to me. My word is important to me. And that is what everyone sees. And they understand that this lady is a lady of her word. That is my weight. And I weigh myself well. I weigh my words also well. I know what to speak, to whom to speak, and how to speak it. That all understand is by the weight, the carat of a diamond. That is the carat, the weightage. So we've talked about color and we've talked about carat. Now let's come to cut and clarity. So clarity is the transparency that you would hold, and cut is the understanding of you have of the whole world of yourself. So if let's talk about cut first, it is about what cloth are you cut from? So, what have you learned from the elders and parents and teachers of your life up to this age? And what have you learned from your books too? And what are you doing with what you have learned? You have got knowledge or you've got information. Are you translating it into knowledge and wisdom? That is for you to check as far as your cut is concerned. You should know where you are coming from and where you are going. And then let's understand the word clarity. So, जैसे बोलते हैं कि चांद पे भी दाग है, similarly, every diamond, or rather most diamonds, will have a teeny, mini, minuscule dark particle within it, deeply embedded. And it's not really seen by the naked eye. This particular flaw is what also helps in keeping us grounded. So if I were very, very perfect and I held that image within me, I would ignore that little flaw. And I would say, no, I don't have any flaws. But with the clarity that I hold, I say that yes, I do have flaws and I'm not hiding them, but I'm aware of them and I try to enhance them into something good. And because I know myself very well, I understand that clarity and transparency are the key words in understanding who I be as a person. So understanding that these four words are what makes a true blue diamond, we come back to the question, am I a diamond? Yes. Are you a diamond? Yes. Are you willing to be one? Yes. Why not? This is what we understand about the whole diamonds and being a diamond and the 4 C's. Isn't it wonderful? I'm going to ask you another question. What would you like to be? Perfect or excellent? So when we talk of the word perfect, it's imperative that we look at the imperfections. We look at everything that is not perfect and try to make it perfect. Whereas, if I were to talk about the word excellent, so excellent is a strive to be the best version of myself. There is no comparison. There is no one else that I wish to see. I am only looking at how can I be the best version of myself time and time and time again. And that, my friends, is the key word to understanding that even if I have to be a diamond, I'm going to be the best version of myself. I can. Do you promise to be you? Do you promise to be the best version you can be for yourself without comparisons, without looking at the right and left? You just bloom and blossom just like a flower. And that is your absolute way of looking at yourself and understanding that you are the best and you can be the best also. Jai Hind, happy Independence Day once again, and I love you all. Any questions are always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this enlightening speech. It was a wonderful experience. We appreciate having this mysterious area clarified to live and manage our lives to the fullest.
To present an artistic performance in front of us,
Let's welcome Vaidehi Bolke from Electronics Department.
Look like a bride, but treat me right. Boy, take a chance when you let me ride. I could be the best thing in your life. Baby, let's take a drive, take a drive.
what an incredible piece of art it was!
Thank you Vaidehi Bolke for your contribution.
We have a bicycle mayor of Nagpur city as our next speaker. Dr. Amit Samarth is a doctor, endurance athlete who ran many marathons with remarkable achievements. One of his major achievements is holding a world record of cycling for 6,000 kilometers in 13 days, 9 hours and 50 minutes. His achievement comprise more than 100 half marathons, 8 full marathons and many other races. With all his achievements, he is a great inspiration to all of us. Let's welcome Dr. Amit Samarth to share his wisdom with us.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Amit Samarth. I'm an endurance athlete, sports entrepreneur, director of True Health Foundation, director of Miles and Milers Endurance Sports Academy, and I did my MBBS from Indira Gandhi Medical College from here in Nagpur, and then later on I did my Masters in Public Health from Johns Hopkins School of Public Health. So I'm here today to talk to you about my work, my journey so far. So I'm also a brand ambassador for Scott Bikes in India. Scott Bikes is around the top 5 brands in the world, and it's a European-based cycling brand, and they have an office in India. So I'm their brand ambassador, and I would like to talk about some of my ultra cycling races which I have done in last 5 years or so. And so I started doing ultra cycling in 2015, and then I did Race Across America in 2017, and then 2018 I did Red Bull Trans-Siberian Extreme, and in 2021 I did Ride Across India. So, but I was a very chubby boy in my school days, and I was mostly focusing on my academics and my education. And but later on I started doing training in the gym, and I did very serious bodybuilding for 4 years, but this is very long time back in 2002 or so. And then later on I moved to Taekwondo, martial arts, and I trained in Taekwondo in Hyderabad when I was working in Hyderabad. And then I started running marathons, a lot of marathons. I started doing cycling. I got into triathlon in 2012, and I've done a lot of Ironman races, half Ironman races all over the world, around 17 of them. And but in 2015, I took a very major decision in my life. I left my full-time job as a Chief Operating Officer of Seva Mother Foundation and went back to my hometown Nagpur and started my own Miles and Milers Endurance Sports Academy, and started organizing marathons, and started encouraging people for outdoor training, outdoor sports training. In 2015, I did Deccan Cliffhanger, which is a 650-kilometer ultra cycling race from Pune to Goa. And this was the first time somebody from Nagpur, Central India, did this race successfully, and I qualified for Race Across America, which is popularly called as RAM. So this is some of the newspaper cuttings, and then later on in 2017 I did something called as Race Across America, which is a 5,000-kilometer cycle race from west coast to east coast of America, and all you get is 12 days to do this race successfully. So you have to ride every day around 450 to 500 kilometers per day to do this race successfully, and it's a non-stop race. Once the clock stops, it never stops, so there is no extra time to sleep or something or change your clothes. So what happens is, when you are cycling so long, you can just sleep for 1 or 2 hours a day for 12 days. So that is how you are able to finish this race. So this was my team in Race Across America. Most of the people were from Nagpur or adjoining places, or people who are settled in US but have some connection to Nagpur. So this was me at the start point, and we did the race successfully in 11 days, 21 hours, and I became the first Indian to do the race successfully in my first attempt. And so this was our team. It was a very big dream to realize, and I dreamt it, I dared it, I trained for it, and I did this race. So in 2018 I did something called as Red Bull Trans-Siberian Extreme, which is a 9,100-kilometer cycle race in Russia. It is world's longest ultra cycling race, and you can see the route map of the race on the globe. So it's 9,100 kilometers from that blue point Moscow to the red point Vladivostok. So this is the another illustration of the race route, how it actually goes in Russia, and so it goes over Kazakhstan, Mongolia, China, Korea, and it ends in Vladivostok. So it's a very one of the most difficult endurance races in the world to ride so long and so in such difficult terrain and situation. So this was me riding through very rough weather conditions in Siberia, and in some of the stages I had to cycle 45 hours to 58 hours non-stop, so to finish that stage. So it was a very tough challenge to finish, and I'm the only Asian, only Indian, and only seventh in the world to actually have finished this race successfully. Later on during the COVID lockdown, I did an indoor cycling ride for 48 hours non-stop from my home, and we streamed it all live on Facebook, and we raised 2 lakh rupees for Nagpur Police Department and Nagpur Municipal Corporation. So this was something I did in the lockdown, and later on we did ride across India in February 2021. So what is this ride across India? It's a 6,000 kilometer cycle ride, non-stop cycle ride from Mumbai to Bangalore, Bangalore to Chennai, Chennai to Visakhapatnam, to Bhubaneswar, Calcutta, Calcutta to Varanasi, New Delhi, New Delhi to Jaipur, Udaipur, and then back to Mumbai. So it's 6,000 kilometers. And this was my crew team which actually supported me when I was doing the ride, and we did a very state-of-art ride where we used a lot of technology for satellite tracking, tracking my heart rate, tracking my power, tracking my lot of other parameters when I was actually cycling. So we did this ride in a very tough Indian terrain condition, Indian traffic condition, and a lot of rough roads and all. And we did the ride in record time, which is now officially a world ultra cycling record, in 13 days, 9 hours, 50 minutes across the Golden Quadrilateral. And during this ride, we raised around 9 lakh rupees of fund for Lok Biradari Prakalpa, which is headed by Dr. Prakash Amte in Hemalkasa. So we did fundraising during this ride, and apart from that, I am also the bicycle mayor of the Nagpur, and I'm actually my job is to promote cycling and cycling for day-to-day activities. So my job is to actually encourage people to use cycle for their daily activities. Have more and more people use cycle for short commutes. So the objective is, when you are going to market, which is 1 or 2 kilometers away from your home, you can actually use a cycle rather than a motorcycle or a car. So let's try to make integrate cycle into our life, because cycle is the vehicle of the future, and the more and more we are gonna have to use cycle as our means of transport. So our four main messages to the citizens of Nagpur are, cycle to market, cycle to school, cycle to office, and cycle to meet friends, cycle to chai. So that's what we want to do on how to make Nagpur a cycling city, create cycling infrastructure, increase awareness, administrative policy changes, and improve the safety on the road. So that's what I do, and thank you for your time, and very happy Independence Day to all of you. Thanks a lot.
Regardless of the situation, regardless of the scoreboard, You are going to be successful because you have put all the time, all the efforts, and all the hard work. And you know it's going to pay off. Thank you so much, sir, for your wise words. And sir, you are true inspiration. Now, to take the energy of the event to another level, let's welcome Vaishnavi Tonge from Civil Engineering Department.
She is going to present a classical Kathak performance in front of us.
Goosebumps, right?
Thank you so much, Vaishnavi Tonge, for this wonderful performance.
A social entrepreneur, paragliding pilot, fitness enthusiast, a whale reader, design thinking practitioner, founder, and a president of RISE, Rising Infinitely for Social Empowerment. With over 200 volunteers and a team of 52 members, Ms. Gargi Veragade aims to enable women, the children, and the elderly to enhance their lives by contributing towards the advancement of the society through inclusive education, health, and nutritional care. With this noble mission, ma'am, you are inspiring all of us. With a huge round of applause, please help me welcome Ms. Gargi Veragade.
So hi guys, आवाज आ रही है? यस आ रही है. तो अब सीन ये है कि मेरा नाम है नमन. इफ यू गाइस डोंट नो, मेरे पेज पे देख रहे हो. तो अब सीन ऐसा है कि ऑन माय शो वी आर स्टार्टिंग दिस अ न्यू थिंग कॉल्ड लोग क्या कहेंगे, जो उठाया हुआ नाम है. कहां से वो भी बताता हूं मैं आपको. विथ मी यहाँ जो बैठी है इनका नाम है गार्गी.
हाय.
शी रन्स एन एनजीओ कॉल्ड राइस. अब ये लोग बहुत सारी जगहों पे बहुत सारे चीजों में काम करते हैं, बट मेनली जो हम इस महीने पूरा बात करने वाले हैं, इट इज अबाउट मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन. अब जिनको को समझा, वेरी गुड. जितनों को नहीं समझा, लड़कियों से रिलेटेड है भाई. पीरियड्स वगैरह चीजें हो गई, ठीक है. अब उसमें क्या क्या फॉलो करना चाहिए, उन्हें क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, जिसको नहीं पता बेसिकली उनके लिए, या जिन्हें पता है मे बी उनके लिए भी शायद कुछ ना बताओ. सो हम इनसे पूछते हैं, मैं क्या बताऊं. गार्गी, टेल मी समथिंग अबाउट कि व्हाट इज योर एनजीओ अबाउट, व्हाट इज अदर थिंग्स, व्हाट यू गाइस डू अबाउट. क्या है?
So Rise is an NGO and we started in 2011.
Okay.
हमारे अलग अलग प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, लाइक देयर इज अन्नपूर्णा व्हिच caters to the health and nutrition and food requirements of various orphanages in schools.
Okay.
उसके बाद हम बच्चों के एजुकेशन पे काम करते हैं. दैट इज हम लोग आफ्टर 10th, मतलब 10th ऑनवर्ड्स हम बच्चों का एजुकेशन स्पॉन्सर करते हैं.
हाँ.
Then last year we started a new project called as Project My Health,
Okay.
जो कि majorly जो अभी आपने बोला is focusing and working on menstrual health and hygiene of girls. आसान शब्दों में, बट लड़कियों के पीरियड्स पे हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं.
Okay.
And we started a campaign called as लोग क्या कहेंगे.
एंड वहां से उठाया हुआ है नाम लोग क्या कहेंगे.
We started the campaign. It is basically an awareness campaign to support Project My Health.
Okay.
Because we found out that Project My Health is actually a solution giving project, जहाँ पे हम लोग problems identify करके solutions दे रहे हैं.
Okay.
But उससे भी ज्यादा जरूरी problem जिसको address करना है वो है लोगों को बात करना. People are not willing to talk about some things like periods हो गया, safe sex हो गया, domestic violence हो गया, तो नहीं करना चाहता. जिनके बारे में हश हश करके बस चुप किया जाता है, उन पे हम चाहते हैं कि लोग बात करें, बाहर आए एंड हम उनको सोल्यूशंस दे पाए, एंड हेंस लोग क्या कहेंगे।
इन चीजों पे बात करना तो फिर भी बहुत बड़ी बात हो गई एक तरह से, बिकॉज मैं आई हैव सीन दैट वो जो सैनिटरी नैपकिन था, लाइक जो पैड्स आते हैं, उसको अगर मेडिकल शॉप में भी जाओ वो काली पन्नी में डाल के देते हैं, इट्स लाइक छुपाने वाली चीज है। ये हो गए, अरे इतनी छोटी सी कॉन्डम के डब्बे आते हैं वो भी क्या बोलते हैं, वो ब्राउन कलर के छोटे से रैपर में, इतनी चीजें जेब में आ जाएगी किसी के, like, पर दैट इज व्हाट दे ट्रीटेड एज अ टैबू, दे डोंट वांट टू टॉक अबाउट इट, एंड दैट इज व्हाट यू गाइस आर ट्राइंग टू डू, राइट, कि हेल्प पीपल एंड थिंग्स। टेल मी समथिंग कि यार हाउ डिड यू गाइस स्टार्ट विथ माय हेल्थ, हाउ डिड लोग क्या कहेंगे एज अ कैंपेन कम अबाउट?
So basically, while catering the need of education, जब हम लोग अलग अलग slums में जा रहे थे या schools में जा रहे थे, rurals में जा रहे थे, that is where we realized spirits जो कि address नहीं किया जा रहा है ठीक से। Like for an example, जब हम slums में थे, जब हम लोग कुछ के camps ले रहे थे जहाँ पे slums की औरतों को हम लोग training दे रहे थे, there were few ladies who were just not willing to come out of their house just because they're on their period.
Okay.
एंड वेन वी ट्राई टू नो मोर कि मतलब क्या दिक्कत है, अब घर के बाहर आके भी सिर्फ बैठना ही तो है, घर पे बैठो वैसे बाहर आके बैठ जाओ घर के। सो दैट इज व्हेन वी फाउंड आउट दैट दीज वुमेन डोंट यूज एनीथिंग, लाइक फ्यू ऑफ देम डोंट इवन यूज अ कपड़ा, नॉट इवन फॉरगेट सैनिटरी नैपकिंस, बट एक ओल्ड ये था कि अभी भी कुछ लोग हैं जो कपड़ा यूज करते हैं कम से कम, वो भी नहीं करते हैं, दे जस्ट सिट इन अ रूम ब्लीडिंग। दैट इज हाउ अनहाइजीनिक थिंग्स वर। सो दैट गेव अस अ थॉट कि दिस इज you know a big problem and we need to address it. तो वहां से फिर प्रोजेक्ट माई हेल्थ की शुरुआत हुई, जहाँ पे हम लोगों ने ये रियलाइज किया, बिकॉज व्हेन वी स्पोक टू दैट वुमेन, यू नो, दे वर लाइक कि नहीं, हम सालों से यही करते आ रहे हैं और हम लोग यही करेंगे,
सालों से दे सिट एंड ब्लीड,
या सो दे आर लाइक वी डोंट वांट पैड्स, आई वाज लाइक वी विल गिव इट टू यू, दे आर लाइक नो वी डोंट वांट इट, हम ऐसे ही हैं और ऐसे ही रहेंगे। So that is when we realized that maybe if we talk to girls who are in school, it is difficult to change ladies who are probably reaching their menopause and don't want to change anymore. But कम से कम उनके बच्चे तो ये चीज ना सीखे, कम से कम जो बच्चे हैं उनको तो हम लोग एक सही प्रैक्टिस बता सके कि हमने क्या करना है। So that is where we started Project My Health, and so what we do under Project My Health is हम लोग अलग अलग schools में जो जहाँ पे मेजरली ऐसी अवेयरनेस की जरूरत होती है, we go to these schools with a panel of gynecologists, counselors, psychologists, nutritionists who talk to them about periods, who tell them कि what is a period, what happens to their body जब periods चालू होते हैं, उन्होंने क्या करना चाहिए, period क्यों आता है और अगर नहीं आता है तो क्यों नहीं आ रहा है, क्या हुआ है, all of that is spoken to those girls. हम लोग उनको बताते हैं कि आपके पास क्या solutions हैं और आपने किस
is it about कि मतलब बहुत रूरल में ही है या फिर इट इज क्लोज टू सिटीज, लाइक मतलब नागपुर के आसपास भी, लाइक बहुत पास भी होता है क्या ये चीजें?
टू बी ऑनेस्ट देयर आर डिफरेंट प्रॉब्लम्स इन डिफरेंट प्लेसेस। जैसे अगर हम सिटी की बात करें, अगर हम अर्बन सेटअप की बात करें, सो इवन अ गर्ल लाइक मी और वुमेन लाइक मी कमिंग फ्रॉम एन अर्बन सेटअप हैव अ बिग प्रॉब्लम ऑफ डिस्पोजल। आई नो कि पीरियड आता है तो पैड यूज करना चाहिए, बट मेरे पास अभी भी कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं है कि मैं इसको डिस्पोज ऑफ कहाँ करूँ। सो दैट इज अ प्रॉब्लम विच इज फॉर एन अर्बन सेटअप। If we move a little to the rural sector या the underprivileged sector, तो वहाँ पे पैड्स की यूसेज से ही प्रॉब्लम है। Either they can't afford sanitary napkins, और they are so comfortable using कपड़ा की सालों से करते आए हैं तो इसलिए वही करना चाह रहे हैं। अगर कपड़ा भी यूज करें तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है if they are using it properly, if they are cleaning it, if it is done in proper ways. So वहाँ पे दिक्कत आती है कि सही तरीके से यूसेज नहीं होता है, सही तरीके का हाइजीन प्रैक्टिस नहीं होता है। एंड ओवरऑल इन जनरल इन ऑल दी एरियाज, मतलब अर्बन हो गया, रूरल हो गया, सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि कोई उसके बारे में बात नहीं करना चाहता। करेक्ट। सो व्हाट वी आर डूइंग एज अ सोल्यूशन अंडर प्रोजेक्ट माई हेल्थ इज कि हम लोग ये जो सारी स्कूल्स है, हम लोग इनके जो लेक्चर्स देते हैं, एट द सेम टाइम वी इंस्टॉल अ सैनिटरी पैड्स वेंडिंग मशीन एंड अ सैनिटरी पैड्स इंसिनरेटर। तो हम पहले उनको यूसेज सिखाते हैं कि ये आपका पीरियड आने के बाद आपको यहाँ पे पैड्स मिलेंगे, दिस इज वेयर यू विल हैव एन एक्सेस टू सैनिटरी नैपकिंस, and they should have an access to disposal also, because when we are giving them napkins we are in a way creating sanitary waste. तो उसको हम dispose of भी वहीं के वहीं करवा रहे हैं by giving incinerators.
How does an incinerator, sorry I just fumble every time, so how does that actually work? Like क्या?
So, incinerator is a simple machine for waste disposal.
Okay.
Like जैसे लड़कियां डस्टबिन में अपना पैड फेंकती है, they are just supposed to throw it off in an incinerator.
Okay.
They are not supposed to operate the incinerator. और incinerator operation हम लोग schools की maids को, यहाँ जो भी caretaker होती है, उनको हम train करते हैं कि वो उसको operate करे. Maybe once in a day, twice in a day, depending on the waste creation, and वो सारी waste dispose off हो जाए.
So, also like you said, अच्छा, by the way, अगर if you guys want any details या कुछ question होगा about periods, I think लड़कों को भी जानना बहुत important है सब चीजों के बारे में.
Very important.
Because
That's true.
if the woman around you is not free to talk about that, but she talks to you, maybe you can help her with the things. Not that you should, not that वो नहीं कर सकती. If, so if you guys have any doubts, any questions about things, comments में बताइए. We'll do that soon. So, and also जैसे तुम बता रही थी कि you guys have a team of gynecs, nutritionists also शायद होंगे, psychologists. So why do psychologists की क्या जरूरत है? I'm like इसमें what?
So there are a lot of issues that come up. For an example, there's something called as a premenstrual dysphoria, which is majorly related to temper issues, mood swings, and these things which girls face.
Okay.
अब दिक्कत क्या होती है कि जहाँ जिन families में awareness है, they understand that why this girl is getting angry, why is she having temper issues, or why is she craving for a particular food, or why she's having these kind of mood swings, and that is taken care of. But जहाँ awareness नहीं होता है, वहाँ पे in general ये perception होता है कि तुम ठीक से behave नहीं कर रहे हो, तुम unnecessary लोगों पे चिल्ला रहे हो, तुम खाने के नखरे कर रहे हो, तुम्हें ये नहीं यही खाना चाहिए. So there are a lot of things, and which just go unaddressed because people don't know the scientific, or let's say the clinical reasons behind it.
Okay.
It is actually true that it happens. Mood swings होते हैं. There is nothing कि how people just joke off कि oh my god you're PMSing.
अच्छा.
PMS is a serious problem. People I mean only when it happens
it's
to
it's almost like depression. When it happens to you, that is when you know it.
Exactly. You can't really explain it, but it happens, and sometimes कुछ लोगों में वो शायद extreme में होता है, तो that is when we need psychologists to sit, counsel, and do the treatment.
Okay. So that's why you need psychologist. Gynecs का I understand शायद क्या करना क्या नहीं करना ये बताने के लिए.
See, with gynecs, what happens is, लोगों को पता है कि periods होते हैं. Everybody knows. I mean, but सही तरीके से पता होना बहुत जरूरी है. जैसे for an example, there are still families, even in urban setup, parents, or let's say for example, mothers are not very comfortable talking to their daughters about it.
Correct.
They wait कि शायद उसको उसकी टीचर बता दे, शायद स्कूल से पता चल जाए, या इस तरीके से. या उसके भी पहले thanks to all the television media, radio, internet that we have, that people have access nowadays. Kids have an access, तो उन्हें इधर उधर से कहीं ना कहीं से बहुत सारी चीजें पता चल जाती है, पर वो शायद सही तरीके से नहीं पता चलती, पूरी नहीं पता चलती. So it is very important that the proper knowledge is imparted, that what is a period, क्यों होता है आपको, और अगर नहीं आ रहा है आपको पीरियड तो क्या हुआ है, क्यों नहीं आ रहा है, एंड जब आ रहा है तो आपकी बॉडी में क्या चेंजेस होते हैं, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इनसाइड यू, एंड व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डन, व्हाट ऑल डू यू नीड टू डू एट दैट टाइम, एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस इज डन बाय अ गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट इन अ प्रॉपर वे.
Okay. Is some kind of nutrition important?
It is. It's very important. See, reason being, there are a lot of, जैसे iron deficiency होता है आपकी body में because of a lot of blood
flow.
So this is where a nutritionist का role comes into the picture, that she tells you what you should be eating, what you should not be eating. हर एक की body tendency अलग अलग होती है, हर एक का तरीका अलग होता है. So that is where जरूरी नहीं है कि हर एक को weakness आ जाए, या अगर इसको नहीं आ रहा तो दूसरे को भी नहीं आएगा. So we give a proper nutrition to all the girls कि आपने ये generally सबने खाना चाहिए. And then we identify कि अगर कोई बहुत ज्यादा anemic है, किसी को बहुत ज्यादा कोई problem है, तो then we give them solutions accordingly. Then there are foods, exercises that helps you reduce your cramps. कि आपके अगर कुछ cramps आ रहे हैं तो उसके लिए आपने क्या खाना चाहिए, उसके लिए आपने कौन से exercises करने चाहिए. So all of that is taken care by the nutritionist.
Cramps are one thing जो I think and मुझे दर्द होता है. Like I don't know why. I have never just telling. I've never faced any. I've never experienced any. I would like to, by the way, कि just to experience कि what does a girl go through. and which is a weird thing I have.
To be very honest, it's a very normal process. It's just that people don't treat it normally. कभी कभी क्या होता है, ओवर सेंसिटाइज हो जाते हैं लोग इसको लेके कि ओ माय गॉड इट्स पीरियड्स एंड वी शुड बी सो सेंसिटाइज टुवर्ड्स इट, एंड समटाइम्स दे आर लाइक बात ही नहीं करेंगे उसके बारे में. इट्स लाइक टू
एक्सट्रीम्स, या तो एकदम ही बहुत ही ख्याल रखेंगे.
एग्जैक्टली, एकदम नॉर्मल चीज है. इट हैपेंस एवरी मंथ, इट हैपेंस विद एवरीबडी. इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर लिविंग. इट इज दैट नॉर्मल.
करेक्ट.
तो दैट इज व्हाट वी आर ट्राइंग टू ब्रिंग आउट कि ये बहुत नॉर्मल है, बहुत नॉर्मल है. आप ना तो इसको हाइप करो ना इसको अंडरमाइन करो. गिव इट द ड्यू इम्पोर्टेंस दैट इज नीडेड, एंड दैट इज ऑल. दैट इज सफिशिएंट.
ओके. सो ये बहुत लेट क्वेश्चन पूछना पड़ा. आई थिंक फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन होना चाहिए था, व्हाट आर एक्चुअली पीरियड्स? क्योंकि मैंने काफी लोगों से पूछा तो लोग बोलते हैं, मैं लाइक फ्रैंकली बता रहा हूँ, मैंने कुछ दोस्तों से पूछा या कल अगर आप लोगों ने शो सुना होगा तो सुना होगा कि बोले यार हर 28 दिन में आता है और 3 दिन में चला जाता है. दैट वाज देयर आइडिया ऑफ पीरियड. सो व्हाट एक्चुअली इज पीरियड्स?
Periods is basically a menstrual cycle of the girl.
Okay.
And so it is basically a biological monthly cycle that happens because of certain biological things, which probably I think we'll have a gynecologist to talk more about it in detail.
Okay, correct. So basically अभी के लिए इतना याद रखिए कि it's a normal thing.
It's a very normal thing.
Yeah.
जैसे बुखार होता है, जैसे हेडेक होता है, वैसे periods होते हैं. बस that is all.
बस बुखार हेडेक सबको होता है, पीरियड सबको नहीं हो सकता बिकॉज आप
From 10 or 11.
Okay.
मतलब जिनको जल्दी शुरू होते हैं, generally it is 10 or 11. And 12, 13, but generally 10, 11 से भी शुरू हो जाते हैं. Like there are 1 or 2 odd cases that we see कि जिनको 10 साल के 11 साल के पीरियड शुरू हो जाते हैं. So this is where a big problem comes into picture कि कभी कभी खुद उनके पेरेंट्स को या खुद उनकी मॉम को, मम्मी को ये एक्सपेक्टेड ही नहीं होता है कि माई डॉटर इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट चमिंग व्हेन शी इज 10.
करेक्ट.
उसे लगता है चलो 2 साल बाद बताऊंगी, बट मे बी शी नीडेड इट बिफोर. So that is why it's very important that this is discussed as a very regular topic and catered to.
Correct.
Because वो एक ऐसा एज होता है Naman, where a 10-year-old child if starts chumming suddenly is traumatized. She doesn't know what is happening to her.
Psychologically it affects the girl also कि यार एकदम से क्या हो रहा है, why is blood coming out?
Exactly, and she doesn't know whom to talk to. कि मैंने किससे बात करनी है ये भी नहीं पता होता है. Because again, as I said, this is something which people don't want to talk about.
Correct. एक और चीज है, if it's how. If it's okay to answer, I'm just asking you a question. When was the first time you bled? Yeah,
I was around, I think 10 or 10 and a half.
And how?
I think I was in 5th. That is all I remember. So it must be 10 years.
And how did you come to know about like अच्छा ऐसा होता है?
Okay, so mine was again a very confusing story.
Okay.
So basically, I had a cousin sister, and somehow just before it started for me, something like कुछ ऐसा हुआ था कि she's like, do you know ये जो ad आती है टीवी में ये किस चीज की होती है?
अच्छा.
No, what is it? I mean, क्या होता है ये? So that is how maybe she heard it from her friends and somewhere, and we discussed it. And then when it happened to me, I just didn't know what to do. To be very honest, I didn't know. I really didn't know because she just told me कि ये ऐसा ऐसा होता है, इसके लिए ये होता है. I didn't know where to get the product. I didn't know how to use it. It's only when I started staining, when my clothes started staining, that's when my mom observed it and she's like, "Beta, baat karni hai, we should talk."
Okay.
And that was when I was tutored into how to use a napkin and what happens and what are periods and everything.
Okay.
That is how.
I think that is how.
But that is not the correct way. I mean, probably. But then again, as I said, my mom told me that I did not expect that. You're just 10. You're just 10. So I didn't expect it. Maybe I would have spoken to you in the coming 1 or 2 years. So that is when I went through it myself, I know कि ऐसे भी होता है कि मतलब लोगों को बात करनी होती है, but शायद उन्हें लगता है हमारे पास और टाइम है. But it's better कि आप जब से समझ आ जाए 8-9 years की लड़कियां हो जाए और आप उन्हें बता दो तो भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Is what I feel.
I just have one question इस पे कि do you think कि ये जो 8, 9, 10 साल की 11, 12 साल की बच्चे होते हैं in general, not just लड़कियां, बच्चे होते हैं, इनको इतनी समझ होती है कि
यार समझ का तो कैसा है ना कि टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट अभी की जनरेशन, लाइक व्हेन आई टोल्ड यू माय एग्जांपल, इट वाज क्यूरियोसिटी व्हेन माय कजन केम एंड स्पोक टू मी कि कुछ ऐसी वो ऐड आती है एंड दिस इज अबाउट दैट, एंड आई एम लाइक अच्छा ओके ऐसा भी है. एंड यू नो दैट वाज अ टाइम व्हेन प्रोबेबली अगर पीरियड्स सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स की भी ऐड आ रही होती तो टीवी चैनल्स चेंज हो जाते थे. इफ देयर इज अ कॉन्डम ऐड प्लेइंग, टीवी के चैनल चेंज हो जाते थे. वी एज अ फैमिली नेवर सिट एंड वॉच इट. Thankfully, it was not that bad at my place, and I've had an open atmosphere at my place to be able to talk. But majorly वैसा था.
Okay.
And अभी with as I said, social media, internet, smartphones, with kids having access to all of that, उनको ये चीजें हाफ नॉलेज बहुत पहले से मिल जाती है.
सही बात, उनको जाके बताओ पता है वो ऐड कैसी आती है, उनको पता है, मैं तेरे को समझाऊं क्या, ये बोलेंगे वो.
Exactly, but then उन्हें मतलब एक ऊपर पता होता है, उन्हें फुल इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं होती है, विच इज इनफैक्ट मोर हार्मफुल. आधी चीजें अगर आपको पता है और उस पर आप एक्ट कर रहे हो तो आई फील इट्स रियली मोर हार्मफुल.
इट्स वेरी हार्मफुल. सो मैं एक्चुअली वही सा कि यार अगर 10 साल की लड़की को या 11 साल की लड़की को पता चल रहा है कि यार if periods start and if she start bleeding and उसके बाद the first thing मेरे ख्याल से यही सोचती होगी लाइक हो क्या रहा है.
या सो सी बेसिकली क्या होता है कि यू जस्ट हैव टू टेल देम इन अ वेरी सिंप्लीफाइड प्रोसेस कि ये होता है, ये होता है, ये होता है, इसकी वजह से ये हो रहा है. दैट इज ऑल. उससे ज्यादा उनको इन्फॉर्मेशन की एट दैट एज जरूरत नहीं है. Then as and when they start having other issues, that is when they start coming and talking to us. जैसे हम जब सेशंस लेते हैं, so we ensure that we have girls from 10 मतलब 10 onwards, आप समझ लीजिए, मतलब 5th स्टैंडर्ड के ऊपर की लड़कियों के लिए हम लोग ये सारे सेशंस लेते हैं. तो उसमें there are times, yes, this happens that जो बच्चे छोटे होते हैं, who've not started chumming yet, do feel out of place and they don't know what's happening. तो उन्हें लगता है कि अच्छा ये तो हमारे लिए बहुत ही नया है. The girls who started chumming, उन्हें पता चलता है कि हाँ मेरे साथ ये हो रहा है and I'm happy this discussion is happening because now I can talk about it.
Correct.
तो उनके लिए भी ये नया होता है, पर जो सारा चीज उनके लिए लेक्चर्स जिस तरीके से डिलीवर होते हैं, थिंग्स आर वेरी सिंप्लीफाइड.
करेक्ट.
एंड एटलीस्ट एक एटमॉस्फेयर कुछ ऐसा क्रिएट होता है कि अच्छा मेरे ये जो दोस्त हैं इनके साथ हो रहा है, और अगर ये मेरे साथ कल होता है, परसों होता है, अगले साल होता है, तो मुझे पता है क्या करना है और किन से बात करनी है.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us with your wonderful words of wisdom.
Now let's welcome Amer Dongre from Electrical Department.
And he is going to perform an electrifying instrumental performance.
What a performance!
Thank you, Amir Dongre, for your contribution. Can you think of your favorite teacher who made learning fun and easy for you? Well, our next speaker, Dr. Anil Kumar Challa, is one of the best. He's an adjunct professor at University of Alabama, Birmingham. And he is a coordinator of Samyojana, where he single-handedly offers good quality education with his incredible teaching style. Let's welcome Dr. Anil Kumar Challa.
Namaste. My name is Anil Kumar Challa. I am an adjunct professor at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. I am also a visiting scientist at Dr. Reddy's Institute of Life Sciences in Hyderabad, in India. So I am very delighted to speak at Antogatva 2021, and I'm very grateful to YCC for giving me this opportunity to address you all. Typically, I like to make it an interactive session, but with what we have, I think we'll make do with this circumstance. So I will get started. In the spirit of Antogatva, I gave a title of for this session as Wisdom About Vaccines. So I'll start off with a question and a small story. So let me start with this. So what do you see here? I'm sure you would say fort. I believe it is the Jhansi fort, but I'm not quite sure yet. I should do enough research about it. But what comes to your mind when you think of a fort? So another question could be, why build a fort and what is the purpose? So one quick answer could be that it is to protect people and resources. So when you make a statement that forts are to protect people and resources, the immediate obvious questions would be, from whom, right? So you could ask the same question slightly differently. Basically you can get a different answer by saying that forts are there to stop invaders. So the question then would be, who are these invaders? What are the goals of these invaders and how are they different from you? So essentially, any of these, so this particular idea of forts and protecting resources or stopping invaders come from the fact that there is a sense of self and non-self, the ability to distinguish self from non-self. And the body is not very different in that sense. It's evolved to distinguish self from non-self because that is what makes life as we know, right? So our human body, if we consider it as one life organism, living organism, then there's a sense of self and there's a sense of non-self. There's another idea that there's a sense of well-being and sense of danger. So these two things, the idea of self and non-self, which is protecting self from the non-self or ensuring well-being and avoiding danger, these two scenarios are the basis for the immune system or the ability to keep the self going by fighting the non-self. And surprisingly, this actually starts off very early in the evolutionary time. If you can actually look at even bacteria, which are everywhere, and this is actually an image of a 5-year-old's hand stamp on a bacterial medium. And you can see the diversity of bacteria just from a palm of a child. Now it turns out this actually exemplifies the fact that there's life across the spectrum. Like life can be found everywhere. And when there is prosperity, when life is thriving, that invites plunder. So here you see 2 petri dishes. The one on the left seems like there's nothing, but actually it's a carpet of bacteria happily growing because there's plenty of food. On the right side, you see a similar petri dish, but now infected with a pathogen. So it might surprise you, but at least surprise some of you, but there are pathogens even to bacteria. So these bacteria invading things are called bacteriophages, and they are at the brink of life and non-life. So they are viruses of bacteria called bacteriophages. So these circles that you see, which are kind of empty, are places where the bacteriophages have invaded bacteria and killed them, and they create these plaques. But bacteria have also, in this arms race, figured out a way to recognize and fight these invaders. So it turns out bacteria actually have two kinds of immunity. So they have innate immunity, which is kind of a non-specific, always present. So it protects its own. And so how do these bacteriophages, the invaders of the bacterial cell, function? They send in the information packets. The DNA of the viruses enter the bacteria. They take over the system, or they try to take over the system, and they make many, many copies of the bacteriophage. You will notice that this is not very different from viruses attacking our own cells, but more about it later. So it turns out there is a restriction modification system. That's what it's called scientifically, which is a set of enzymes, protein machines, which can recognize all DNA, but there's a way that they protect their own DNA, and any invading DNA which is not protected is chewed up. So in a non-selective fashion, that's how it protects its own DNA from and ensures the foreign DNA is chewed up. On the other hand, a more recent, for the last maybe 15, 20 years, people have discovered that bacteria also have adaptive immune system, which is there's a mechanism, there is a surveillance and attack mechanism where a set of proteins along with RNA molecules are able to recognize invading phage DNA and keep a record of that in its own genome, more or less like a database of invaders, right? And then they use this database to continue to do a surveillance in future infections. So this, on a side note, this adaptive immunity, also called the CRISPR-Cas system, has actually become an amazing technology for specific gene modifications. We will not talk about that today, but this is just to demonstrate or to actually talk about the ancientness or the amount of time, how ancient this system is. This is just to demonstrate another idea that the immune system, the whole idea, actually rose in the way we know it in the animal kingdom. And it happened with the innovation of molecules. So there are molecules restricted to jawed and jawless vertebrates, which are indicated in blue and green. So the blue ones are in jawed vertebrates and the green ones are in the jawless vertebrates. There are molecules that emerge at the stage of invertebrates. So there are several molecules. When I say molecules, these are predominantly proteins, which are part of the immune system. And then you have these genes, the recombination activating genes, the RAG-like genes, which are indicated in purple. They are of viral or bacterial origin. And they're also present in genomes of sea urchins and amphioxus, which are much lower, what we consider as lower organisms. So with the rise of multicellularity, that is, with animals or species, especially animal species, which have many cells, there was an innovation of different cell types. So which confer both innate immunity and adaptive immunity. So you can actually consider this entire complex system as something like the CID or the FBI or CIA in the United States. So they have multiple different functions. very, very specific functions, and they collaborate in an extraordinary way to give the ability to fight off invading pathogens. As I mentioned, this is like something like the CIA, where you have both the field agents as well as agents sitting in offices, which help each other to fight off enemies. So with that, I'll end. And I drew a lot of these things because I'm not a major, I don't have expertise in this area. I drew a lot of this information and inspiration from broadly 3 sources. The History of Vaccines. It's a wonderful website. I would encourage all of you to go check it out. A very nice relatively recent article by Iwasaki Akiko, How and Why Vaccines Work. And there's a fantastic YouTube channel called Kyrgyz Asked. In a nutshell, there's some really good videos about the immune system. I would strongly encourage you to watch those videos and check out that website. And I would like to thank again the organizers of Antogatva, and a special thanks to Jahnavi, who asked me if I could give a talk, and I'm delighted. I hope this was interesting to you all, and I would love to hear your feedback after you listen to this talk. Thank you very much, and wishing you all well.
We thank you for giving us ample of knowledge. We are sure everyone is gonna cherish your wisdom. Now let us welcome Anjali Gabne from Civil Engineering Department
to present an incredible live art. Thank you so much, Anjali, for your amazing live art. A monk, architect, and entrepreneur, co-founder, program director at various forums, and author of the papers at university seminars. Swami Mahipalananda is considered a privilege to be a monk. He believes in the spiritual social impact that can pave the way for the new generation to enlighten youth. Let's welcome Swami Mahipalananda.
Asatoma Satkamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirkamaya, Prityorma Pritamkamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. O Lord, keep me not in the world of unreality, but lead me towards reality. Keep me not in the world of darkness, but lead me towards light. Keep me not in the world of mortality, but lead me towards self-realization, towards immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. Namaskars to one and all. 14th of August 1947, at around 11 p.m., the leaders of our nation assembled in Delhi under the presidentship of Sri Rajendra Prasad. There, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, a speech, The Tryst with Destiny, proclaimed India's independence. Some lines from that speech I'd like to place before you. Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny. Now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. The stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom. India will awake to life and freedom. Extraordinary words, extraordinary emotions captured, depicting the sacrifice, that pain of lakhs of freedom fighters, the struggle to make our motherland free. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all of us in this momentous occasion of the 75th anniversary of our Indian independence. It's a great occasion indeed. That great country of ours, which is thousands of years of legacy before us, whose leaders have guided us, who have forefathers have showed us the way through their lives, to their works, and through examples, leading us on to greatness. Those leaders of the past, the leaders of the present, and dear students, the leaders who are there right in front of me today, youth of today. But also thank this opportunity to be part of this wonderful forum, where this forum of Antogatva is celebrating its second edition, a forum where young minds meet, a center for incubation of ideas, visions, taking these visions and making it our mission. Visions to mission. So I congratulate all the members, the management of this institution, which has given you an opportunity to participate and engage in this constructive dialogue process. Also, I would like to welcome all the other guests, all the other participants in this virtual meet in celebrating the Independence Day of our great country in a befitting manner. In this process of celebration, I would like to share a couple of perspectives of how we will be able to take up this challenge of assimilating this freedom of independence in our lives, personal as well as social. I believe independence encapsulates two aspects to life. One is Utsav, a celebratory mode. Another one is a Vrata, a mode of contemplation, a mode of pledging our allegiance to a higher ideal. So how Vrata and Utsav should be part of our life's journey is one of my themes today, which I would like to place before you. I would like to recollect one anecdote from the life of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, that Iron Man of India, when he was pleading in the court of law. There came a telegram to him. In the middle of his pleading, took it, noted, done, put it in his pocket, quietly. How the people around later found out that the telegram was meant for him to convey the information of his deceased wife. How Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, in spite of getting that information, getting that tragic news, was able to continue in a stoic manner and complete the proceedings and then went to his home. What does this show? Does this indicate a lack of love for his family member? Not at all. This is something to do with love and much more fundamental about how one can handle the ups and downs of our life. Our life, which is a mixture of positives, negatives, goods and bads. That balancing of our psychophysical nature is the key to understand and discover life. As youth, we go through a process of energy. We are filled with adrenaline. When we speak about discipline to youth, it always evokes mixed responses. Youth want freedom. They do not like to get binded by the words of the elders. I think when one understands how we need to train ourselves properly, train our mind, self-regulate ourselves, we'll be able to appreciate freedom, because freedom comes with responsibility. Freedom comes with responsibility. I recall an incident with one of our very senior revered Swamiji, who in his course of talk in the United States was invited to a radio show. There, in the course of a conversation, about when he was discussing about how we need to discipline our energies. Discipline our energies. That host raised his hand and loudly retorted, "Swamiji, we do not want disciplining of our energies. We want spontaneous, natural freedom." The Swamiji smiled and indicated to a particular fact. Just previously, they were discussing about music, the sublimity of music, especially the Indian classical music, where the host himself was very much impressed about that fineness in the Indian music and was astonished at the range which the Indian music could produce. Swamiji pointed it out. Can anyone produce such sublimity without training, without that rigor, without that effort? Not possible. Without discipline, there is no freedom. We need to understand how to self-regulate ourselves. This is the key to success. This regulation of our psychophysical energies is at the core of understanding the world and understanding ourselves. Youth of today are swayed by emotions, are swayed by multitude of influences, social influences. They seek validation. Each and every work, they need validation from others. It's not self-centered, but it is out-centered, world-centered. If your close friends, if your people do not validate your work, you are dejected. If some elder chastises you, is critical of you, you take it to the heart and go to various extremes. How we need to conduct ourselves, how we need to. This is probably a bigger, broader definition of understanding freedom. Swami Vivekananda, the youth icon of today. Swamiji, his contribution towards the freedom movement was subtle, though he was not active. actively part of the movement. You see, attained as Mahatma Gandhi passed away in the year 1902, but the official independence struggles happened somewhere in 1920 onwards. His works, his lectures, especially the welcome from Colombo to Almora. When he came back from the west, he was welcomed all across the length and breadth of our country. Those works, lectures, were found with almost all the freedom fighters. You may know that at the time, Calcutta was at the epicenter of the social, cultural, political movement of our country. The East India Company was there. So far, so that the British were perplexed, they were worried about Swamiji's influence on these very young freedom fighters. Who does not know Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi? Great freedom fighters, leaders of people. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose and Mahatma Gandhi. The cause was the same, the purpose was the same, to free our country from the oppression, atrocities of the British, to empower our people, to enable our people. The paths were different. Netaji believed in aggressive combat. He founded the Indian National Army. Whereas Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, believed in non-violent modes, civil disobedience, non-cooperation, and was able to achieve that freedom through his methods. Both ways, different methods, single purpose, single goal. Both of them, though they were diametrically opposed to the way to achieve freedom, how did both of them view Swami Vivekananda? Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose spoke about Swamiji in glowing words. He's mentioned Swamiji as the maker of modern India. Mahatma Gandhi mentions that I have read Swami Vivekananda's works thoroughly. I've gone through those works in thorough detail. After reading Swami Vivekananda, the love I had for my country is increased 1,000-fold. What great words, what great inspiration to those great giants in the socio-political sphere. My intention here is that as youth, as people, unconsciously or consciously, we take in role models. We look up to somebody. Why not Swami Vivekananda? Why not people, great people with great ideals? Let us look up to them. The life of character, purity, that vision, service. How can we translate that vision into our mission? Swamiji's very famous saying from the Upanishads, Kathopanishad. When Swamiji talks about arise awake, stop not till the goal is reached. What do we understand by that? How can we achieve that goal? In this conversation of trying to direct our energies, channelizing our energies, we have tried to cover or try to touch upon that tryst with the destiny, how we can relate ourselves to that freedom struggle, those aspects, that cultural heritage, that legacy which our country has had and is put forth, and we are part of that great legacy. How, aspects of Utsav and Vrata can add on to our lives. That balance between both is important. And life has its shares of joys and pleasures. In this context, I would like to share a verse from the Srimad Bhagavata. It's in the 3rd canto, 7th chapter, 17th verse, which goes like this. Yascha mooda tamo loke, yascha bude parangatah, tayoho sukhamedethe, klishati antarito jana. It talks about that states of being existence where a person is at one state where is totally oblivious of pain and pleasure. Is a muda, ignorant person. He is a person also, he doesn't understand what is pain and pleasure at one level. At the other extreme, you have got a Jivan Mukta, Paramahamsa, who is beyond this duality. And as a witness, he watches the world go by. In the middle, Klishati Antarito Jana, the normal people in between, we go through these pangs of pain and joy, through this ups and downs, sine waves. How? By reflecting, by having forums like this, discussing great ideas, thoughts, having satsang, having love and respect to our Indian culture, how we'll be able to move forward and take it forward. So as Swamiji says, arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapya Varani Podata. So dear students, dear youth of our country, the future of our country, I wish you all the best. It's a great day to begin with, a great day to get a sankalpa ready. Let us take the right sankalpa and make India great. I thank you for this opportunity to be a part of this youth mindscape. My all the very best to you. Jai Hind, Jai Ramakrishna. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna.
Peaceful and kind monk is more valuable than thousands of violent and rude men. I believe in this word after listening to you. Thank you, sir, for sharing your wisdom with us. Let's welcome Abhivyam Soni from Electronics Department.
And he is going to present a musical performance in front of us.
बाजीगरो बाजीगर तू है बड़ा जादूगर ना रास्ता मालूम न तेरा नाम पता मालूम कैसे मेरे प्यार ने तुझको ढूंढा क्या मालूम सीधा तेरे पास सीधा तेरे पास मैं अपनी जान भी लेके आ गया नवीना डोप शोप मारे या करो सानू ऐनक ऐनक चाड़िया करो, साडे लिखे खत्तां नू ना फाड़िया करो, ना ही दूजे मुंडियां नू इन्ना ताड़िया करो, ऐना भी ना डुब शुभ मारिया करो। ओ मन पल 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 याद तेरी तड़पावे से, है तेरा रूप जिगर में रन के आग लगावे से। ओ तेरी आँखां कायो काजल, ओ मन करे से छोरी घायल। When I get older, I will be stronger. When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. And then it goes back, and then it goes back, and then it goes. तू ही मेरी मंजिल है, पहचान तुझी से। तू ही मेरी मंजिल है, पहचान तुझी से। पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू, पहुँचूं मैं जहाँ भी मेरी बुनियाद रहे तू। ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन, ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। ऐ वतन वतन मेरे आबाद रहे तू। मैं जहाँ रहूं जहाँ में याद रहे तू। ऐ वतन मेरे वतन। तेरी आँख घड़ी भर नम ना हो, मैं मरता था जिस मुखड़े पे, कभी उसका उजाला कम ना हो। ओ माई मेरी क्या फिक्र तुझे, क्यों आँख से दरिया बहता है। तू कहती थी तेरा चांद हूँ मैं, और चांद हमेशा रहता है। तेरी मिट्टी में मिल जावा गुल बन के, मैं खिल जावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू। तेरी नदियों में बह जावा, तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू।
Thank you, Abhivyom, for your performance.
And here's the greetings from the honorable authorities of YCCE for Independence Day 2021.
Dear students, wishing you all Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to all.
Dear students, wish you a very happy Independence Day 2021.
Wishing you all a happy Independence Day. Thank you.
Wishing you all a very happy Independence Day. Let us celebrate this 75th Independence Day with zeal and enthusiasm. Thank you.
Wishing you all a very happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day to all of you.
Gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced and discharged and used up to exist at all. We appreciate the efforts of all the attendees to be together virtually.
It is our privilege to propose the vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked hard for Antogatva 2021.
We are grateful for your valuable message from honorable speakers.
We give our best when we do it together. I would like to sincerely appreciate all the team members who did their best for making this event a great success.
Thank you so much for using your remarkable talents and skills.
Signing off, this is Janhavi Kharkar
And Amay Tinkhede with our casting director Abhijit Dehare
and Yash Netke.